Hello, dear Sagittarius, and welcome to your February 2021 astrology horoscope. We will talk about all the important influences, which this month are especially triggering your third house. It's a rare situation because there will be 5 planets in the same sign. We have Saturn and Jupiter. We also have the Sun, Venus, and even Mercury retrograde, all triggering your third house. So a lot of attention goes there, lots of focus. It may feel in a different way. There might be ups and downs, some opportunities, some positive ideas, some also delays or things that need to be reevaluated, reconsidered. So it's a very active, very dynamic month, but also a month that may bring some kind of bumps on the road. So let's just mention quickly the main things that third house represents. Those are the contacts you have with other people, the way you communicate, your friends, your neighbors, your siblings, the small things that you do, the planning that you are doing as well, your way of thinking, your ideas, the process of learning new information, especially some more practical, concrete skills. And just a second to get rid of this. All right. Also, it's about plans for traveling and generally how you connect to the world. So lots of triggers of those areas, and they will be really the most important. Okay, I want to remind you, Mercury is retrograde until the 20th of February, which means that some things may not be as smooth as we want to. Some things might be either delayed or more complicated in terms of communication, in terms of plans for traveling or for learning. And also, this is a great time to reevaluate and change some of those things or restart things that you have done before. Maybe you have had plans to travel somewhere, or maybe you have learned something or you started learning something, maybe you didn't complete that. Great time to finish, even, the old books that you haven't finished yet. Okay, so on the 1st of February, actually, Venus is moving to your third house. So that makes 5 planets there. Sun, Mercury retro, Saturn, Jupiter, and now Venus as well. With Venus in third house, you can be more diplomatic in your communication. And frankly, it may really help to harmonize the communication, because with Mercury retrograde there, you might have some issues. And Venus being there as well can help you to be more diplomatic, to be polite, to make some compromises. This is also a great time when you may enjoy learning something. You may enjoy connecting to someone and just, have, make a nice impression to other people when you connect. You may also enjoy the process of intellectual work, new ideas. It's a very interesting combination. On the other side, on the 1st of February, there is a challenging aspect which triggers your third and your 6th house, which means that specifically on this day, there might be some potential conflicts, arguments at work or with your friends. Sometimes those could be complications with contracts or some kind of arrangements. So specifically on the 1st of February, there might be some tension. On the 6th, Venus will join Saturn again in your third house, which can help you to be more serious, maybe more organized, but at the same time, it can bring some kind of emotional distance, or you might feel hurt, probably by the words of someone else or the way they treat you, or maybe you will feel they don't really respect your feelings, or they're not interested in your feelings and the way you feel. So in communication, there might be some kind of issues. And Venus is also squaring Uranus in 6th house, which may also bring some potential conflicts or issues at work, in some kind of negotiations or some kind of arrangements, or even when it comes to contracts. So be prepared for some kind of surprises. Emotionally, it could be a little overwhelming and complicated to handle. So I would recommend to avoid the negotiations or some really important conversations for a couple of days later. On the 8th of February, Mercury retrograde is joining the Sun in your 3rd house, a very active combination that triggers mostly your mind, and also time for some self-reflection and self-analysis. I highly recommend you to look closer in yourself and just find the most important ideas, the most important plans you have, and maybe change the things that need to be changed, or just update them, make them more relevant to your current situation, to the current times, and just commit to those changed or improved ideas. And if you feel overwhelmed, that's also normal. The mind might be a little bit too overwhelmed and not necessarily so productive, but the answers are inside of you. That's what I recommend you do. In communication, it could be both very dynamic, but not necessarily really productive time. So be careful, in your communication with other people. On the 11th of February, we have one of the luckiest conjunctions. Venus is joining Jupiter in your 3rd house, which can bring you some fulfillment, some positive emotions, the feeling that you are growing, that you are being appreciated for the ideas that you have, or for some success when it comes to communication or the way you express your ideas. This can be extra productive time for some writing, for some new ideas, and also great time to socialize with others, to be with your friends, with some close people around you as well. And the other interesting moment here is that there is also a new moon in your 3rd house, which is a fresh new start, and it can really boost your energy, help you feel more energized, more inspired to do something when it comes to some intellectual projects or communication or new ideas, or things that include writing, or verbal communication and expression. We have to consider the fact that Mercury is still retrograde. So even with the new moon, it may not be the best time to start something brand new, something you haven't done before. But if you want to restart something, it's a great time. And overall, it just opens a new chapter for you. It's just like a new direction that you may look into, and some fresh ideas that may come to you as well. So energetically very active, very interesting day. On the 13th of February, Mercury retrograde will join Venus in 3rd house. Again, the theme is self-reflection and self-analysis, but this time the focus is more on your feelings and your desires. Think about it. What do you want in terms of your friendships, the way you connect with others? Is there something you want to learn? Do you need to improve your skills? But the right question is actually, what do you want to improve in terms of your skills? not to push yourself because you have to, because you're supposed to, but the filter is, what do I really want? What's, my heart telling me here? So self-analysis, self-reflection in terms of your desires, and also some interesting connections can be reopened for you in some way. You can meet people from your past, friends, or classmates perhaps. So those could be some interesting moments for communication. On the same day, also, Mars has a positive aspect with Neptune, which can be especially beneficial for your work. You may feel extra creative and inspired to do something. You may also do something to help or support your family, and this may feel really nice. So overall, the day is interesting and harmonious. After that, on the 14th of February, on Valentine's Day, Mercury retrograde is joining Jupiter. Again, self-reflection, self-analysis, but this time the focus is on your beliefs, on your goals, and also your strategy. Think about, do you need to update something about your goals when it comes to those practical matters of communication and intellectual work, or some education that you may need? And also pay extra attention to your limiting beliefs. With this conjunction, it's like a door is opening up for you and you may see clearly through it. But where you're looking is yourself, your inner self. So yeah, dig deeper. Is there something that's stopping you, like a negative belief you might have about maybe how capable you are intellectually or in communication, or how you can express yourself? All of those matters. And of course, let them go if they are not serving you, and see what you can change about your strategy. So again, very intellectually very triggering energy, which can also be very positive. And also for some connections, communication, meeting people from the past, reconnecting, and perhaps all of that may also bring you some success and some growth. Then on the 17th of February, we have one of the symbolic aspects for the whole year, but also a challenging one. Saturn in your third house squares Uranus in your sixth house. There might be some kind of unexpected situations, sometimes confrontations that may include your work, the way you communicate. In terms of contracts, there might be some potential issues. And overall, it's kind of stressful. So my advice is try to be balanced. Don't try to keep everything the way it is. Don't be extremely rigid, and also don't be reckless and extremely impulsive. Somewhere in the middle is where we find the balance. Again, the major stress could be related to your work, or sometimes some health situation may come up. The other area is communication, friendship, some arrangements, communication, and all of that. On the 18th of February, the sun is moving to your fourth house, which is bringing the focus more into your family, your home, the place where you live. You may need to take some time for yourself, maybe relax a little bit more at home, and just this can help you to balance yourself, to find this inner peace. So focus more on your personal life, on your home and family after the 18th of February until the end of the month, and even during March, please, for part of it. It's still the same tendency. After that, on the 19th of February, we also have a pretty interesting situation. Venus in third house will square Mars in sixth house, which can bring some conflicts, some arguments, misunderstandings at work, with colleagues, with friends as well, possible problems in diplomacy, so to speak. And keep in mind that at this point also Mercury is stationary, because Mercury will turn direct on the next day. And this can really complicate and mess up our communication. So there might be arguments which are based on miscommunication and misunderstanding, which is absolutely unnecessary. That's why I would recommend you to either avoid some important negotiations that may lead to confrontations, or if you really need to do that, make sure you're clarifying everything. Make sure that the communication is as clear as possible so that it doesn't lead to someone feeling offended, someone feeling hurt or misunderstood or overreacting, and all of those things. On the 20th of February, I already mentioned Mercury turns direct, which means that after that you have the green light to start new projects. You may have more clarity, things may happen faster, you may feel more productive, communication is better, contracts can be signed, plans for traveling hopefully will be clearer. So overall things are starting to go back to normal, which in your case triggers mostly this area, the third house area of communication, intellectual work, and things related to contracts as well. All right. Then on the 24th, we have one of the most empowering aspects, a trine between Mars and Pluto, which triggers sixth and second house. This aspect can help you to be extra productive in terms of your work and business, in terms of some financial decisions, and also achieving some concrete, practical, material results. Financial benefits or some other type of gains, and extra productivity. So very, very nice aspect for work and money. What more can I say? I don't know. It's just very nice. Okay. After that, on the 25th of February, Venus is also moving to fourth house, close to the sun. And this aspect can help you to harmonize the situation at home, to find more comfort, to be capable of relaxing. If there are some difficult situations at home, you may find the compromise, you can be more diplomatic, and overall just feel better at home. This position of Venus also comes with a positive aspect between the Sun and Uranus. And this is a very exciting, very nice combination that can make you creative at work. Some positive changes may come there, but also in terms of your home, you can also make some interesting changes or just feel better, feel, like you may even have this excitement when you're at home, or you can make those positive changes even when you are relaxing. All right, and finally, the last event for the month is the full moon, which triggers your 10th and 4th house. Pretty important position, by the way. And it's time for some concrete achievements, especially in terms of your work and business. Also, you need to find the balance between your personal life, your professional life as well. And if there is something that you are ready to let go of, it's a great time. Full moons are always positive for, letting the past go. So with that, we covered the most important events during February. If you need some personal assistance, you can check the readings I offer from the link below, or go to my website, marstars.net. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a wonderful month, and I will see you very soon.